Meet at the Creek. Real faith, real life, real talk.
And welcome into the Meet at the Creek podcast. I am your host, Dr. James Jeffery. I still ain't got used to calling myself doctor, even though I got a paper that says so. It just is what it is. I'm going to have to pull my glasses off because I can't read with them on. And it's just how it goes these days when you get old. Well, tonight's episode is another humdinger for me personally. This particular year, I have been picking podcast guests that, in my opinion, I not that I haven't enjoyed anybody that I have ever interviewed, because I have, but I've been trying to go outside the box a little bit more this year. And just to be honest with you, for the last 4 years, some of my football players have been really hitting me up about, preach, when you gonna let me be on the pod, man. So this year I have been, last week we did my little cousin Trayvon, who plays football at Scottsboro. Tonight I am very, very, very blessed and thankful and excited about my in-house guest. And we're talking to somebody tonight who's knows more than just sports. He knows academics. He knows life. He knows character. He knows about faith. He knows who he is. Most importantly, he knows what the real reason behind why he does what he does. I'm excited to have Mr. Haven Massengile. Took me a long time to learn how to pronounce your last name. Good to have you with me tonight, Haven.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
If you have to lean up now, you can relax and pull that thing back closer to you. You can just chill and relax. I know you're going to be nervous for a few minutes, so I'm going to get you out of that. Trust me. One of North Jackson High School's standout athletes. I'm going to call him Havo because that's what everybody I know calls him by. I probably will forget to call him Havo and just start calling him Hands, because the Hands that's just the first nickname. I think I don't know if anybody ever gave you a nickname before that. And I'll be happy to tell the story of how I gave you that name. Nobody else calls you that but me. And, it's fine. That's just something I probably never going to quit calling you. And I hope it's okay. It's just because I love you. But Avo here, he's known for his speed, his leadership, his character. Like I said, I know him for his hands. That's how I got to know him. He's number 5 on the field and number 1 in a bunch of our hearts. We love him dearly. Havo, it's great to have you here on the podcast. We're looking forward to talking about life and, sports and school and the past, the present, and the future. We can start off tonight just by getting right into it. Just by way of introduction for folks who watch me, who have never met you, tell them a little bit about yourself.
My name is Haven Massengile. I'm 16 and play football for North Jackson High School, and I'm really just normal, honestly.
So you're telling everybody you're not special, is that what?
Not special.
Well, it's funny when you get on here, you don't talk as much in front of the camera as you do on the football field. You don't think Preach hears you, but I do hear you sometimes talking. Sometimes I hear more than I want to. All the time I hear more than y'all mean for me to. I'm sure of it. And I got some funny stories, we'll get into in a little bit. For those of you who don't know Haven, he's already told you he's 16. He plays football. He's a wide receiver, / running back / all-purpose back / punt return, kickoff return, plays defensive back. You play corner, right?
Safety now.
Play safety, move to safety. And, man, I tell you, it's a lot of fun to watch it, but football is not the only thing that you do. What are some of the other sports that you delve into when you're not playing football?
So this year, I also play basketball and run track. But my bad.
Now you good?
This is my first year playing basketball in high school, but I've played in the past.
I remember you playing junior high ball, and it was a lot of fun. You weren't part of the team that was involved in the brawl, and you were already in high school then. But I do remember, there in middle school, you were playing basketball. You'd moved up actually onto the 8th grade, as an 8th grader onto the varsity. And, I got folks coming into the comment sections already. Brother Patrick Henniger, Kim Baker, Andrea Wright, Bryant, and my wife, Dawn. She says, say you hello. Patrick Henniger said, I have known Haven for a long time, and I imagine that he has. He probably fooled with you in Little League ball or something, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
It's been a long time. Isaac McLeod says, hey, preach, good to see you, Isaac. All you guys that are tuning in, I can see there's over 20 of you now that are watching live. Do us a favor, like, love, share the podcast. I had to go back and exit out of everything and then refire it all back up. So I don't get to have all my information on. That's okay. We'll get this thing reloaded and up onto YouTube sometime in the next 24 to 48 hours, and all of that will be reshared to Facebook anyway. But would appreciate your help getting it out there live. There's Creed Richardson. Haven is the ticket. Is that another nickname? You're going to end up with more nicknames than Deion Sanders. Huh?
I'll tell you what.
Oh, goodness. So, we know what positions you play now on the football field. I know you say you play basketball. But there's that track thing, it might lead somewhere for you. I don't know if people really realize just how fast, you are. You run like a cheetah. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous how fast you are, Haven. People used to tell me that you were quick, and then, I don't remember where we were at one day, and I actually saw you just run, and I thought to myself, I'd give you anything to be able to run that fast. Of course, at my size, I run back and forth to the refrigerator. That's about it. That's about it. So how fast are you?
I'm pretty fast, I guess.
Well, when I say how fast are you, but I don't know much about track and field.
Oh, I got you.
So, I know y'all run things like, there's my little niece, Amber. Hello, Amber. I know you guys run obviously in the football world, the 40-yard dash is everything. But one thing I have learned is just the 100-meter, thing. And, being they call it a 10-second 100-meter, a runner, that seems like it's the goal of everybody who runs. So,
Yes, sir. So this is a stopwatch. My stopwatch time is 10:4 in the 100-meter, but laser's also different. So laser's like 11 flat, trying to get in the 10s. But my 40-yard time is, I've not ran my 40 since 9th grade, freshman year, and it was a 4.5.
Oh, no. Man, see, that kills me right there. I'm just jealous. I'm absolutely jealous that a man can run that fast. I've never been a little guy. Well, maybe, I was probably your size when I was in about 3rd grade. And then, life just kind of happened after that. Just being big is just part of the journey. But got a few more. Patrick Henniger said Haven's the fastest man in the Paracletes. And I've said that many times on Friday nights. People will come up talking to me about the different players on our team and how they, stand out. And, the good thing about doing this as long as I have, especially with you younger guys that are coming up, and you're an upperclassman now, next year going to be a senior. Man, how time has flown. But, being there when you were an 8th grader coming up, with you now, it has made me appreciate, and not just you, but the things that the other guys do well. the best athlete on the field sometimes is depending on who you're playing. It's just who's going to make the most impact in a game or the biggest difference in a game is going to be the guy with the best matchup. A lot of times it's not going to always be the guy with the most talent or the guy with the most speed. Sometimes it's going to be the most physical guy. A couple of weeks ago, maybe I think it was maybe last week where, Creed came into the game and, just kind of blew it open for us. We were just kind of lagging around a little bit and we needed somebody to just put their head in there and be tough. And he came into the game, made a few big plays and, he's fast enough, that he carry a guy and then, then Nick gets things rolling and, he's physical and fast. And then, you get the ball to Havo, the burners come on and it's just ridiculous. I remember, I think we were playing St. John Paul and, my wife said, you can't even keep up with me. She's not lying about that either. Them little legs. My wife's got little bitty legs, man. And those little dudes go faster. They move faster than anything. They're like chains on a chainsaw. I mean, it's like they're just going and going and going. I can't keep up with it. I'm like, you're going to have to slow down, let me catch up, or I'm going to have to try to run. And neither one of those was happening. But I remember we were playing St. John Paul and, they had big fancy lights and they're in the flashy stadium. And, man, it was a big deal for us to be there. We were playing on the grass or the turf and, which that makes you a little faster in my opinion. You just feel like you're moving a little swifter on that stuff anyway. I guess you are playing on basically rubber pellets, but, they go out. Somebody, you're out on defense, they throw a ball and it sails over somebody's head. And your head actually got behind you a little bit and it flew over his head. And, he was, saying something. I couldn't hear his back to me, so I couldn't make out what he was saying. You came running up to him and said, man, don't worry about it. You wasn't going to catch it anyway. Coach probably make you do push-ups for that, but it'd be he don't got a Facebook, so he ain't watching anyway. All right. So I put a graphic up on my Facebook page today to sort of advertise that you were going to be on. And, it was the one that the team put up before the year. And, the reason I stuck it, I don't normally do that. And, but I liked it. But the reason that I use that is because that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, and just focus on for a little while is the word compete, because compete was on there, and that seems to be, kind of the attitude, of this year's team. We just keep preaching the same things. Go out, compete against yourself, not just the guy on the other side of the line of scrimmage. What does that word compete mean to you personally?
It means a lot. Like, you just gotta, I feel like you just gotta go out there every single day and compete. Like, even if it's practice or anything, compete in the classroom, you gotta compete with everything. And that's what I like about this team. We always compete.
They do. They do compete. Some of them are fun to watch. Reg and Junior, when they, they're brothers, and when they get to talking a lot of trash, they'll start. Junior call for the ball, and Reg just say, "I'm here pointing at a spot of ground, so I'm gonna meet you right here." And, Junior smash him and knock him 12, 15 yards. Reg to jump right back up. It's fun. It's really, he's like, he said, you thought I was scared? You thought I was going to run? I just laugh, and it makes me, it brings back a lot of memories, a lot of good memories for me. But at the same time, it's fun to watch you guys, develop that attitude with each other. And, you just go out there and just slap each other around and challenge each other verbally, physically, mentally, during practice. And that's fun to watch. Speaking of mentally, how do you mentally prepare, for a big game?
It's really no difference. I try to treat every game like it's just a normal game. Just like we played Deshler this weekend, I'm treating it just like the AR. I got to come into this week and stay mentally focused and just, I know it's going to be hard, so I'm just preparing every day. And yes, sir, I'm going to be ready for Friday.
I heard that. So, Bryson, Meatloaf, he chimes in, said, "What's up, Preaching Havo?"
What's up?
There's Garrett Little. I'm a little bit late, but I'm here. What about Garrett? I'm gonna tell you, the Littles had a big week Friday night. They had a big week. Gary wasn't the only one in on the action, and it was good to see the other brothers out there having a lot of fun. They work hard and they practice hard, and they always bring a much needed smile when we don't have one. Sometimes when you don't want to smile, they're smiling, so you have to smile. Those guys have the best attitude, and I wish a lot of times I had that much joy, just constantly in my life. They're some of the smilingest guys that I ever met in my life. I love those boys. Today there's Brad and White. What's up, Preaching Havo? Man, the whole squad gonna be on here before long. We have everybody. I think it was year before last. Might have been last year before I broke my camera up at the field house. I had left my camera rolling one day, and you don't know this, and I may go back and play the clip if I can find it. But I have a clip of you and Creed where y'all didn't think the camera was rolling. It was actually rolling.
I do remember that. I do.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was the day I knew that you would be able to handle, being on the podcast. You wouldn't throw up just when you sat down in front of the camera, because you really were kind of a natural behind the mic, and it was fun. It was fun to go back and listen to y'all talk. Y'all just jibber jabbering. If I can find that clip, I kept it for a long time. I may still have it. If I do, it's going on the replay. Most definitely. So what goes into preparing for a game? I know you say you try to treat every game the same. What does a game week? I know Friday night game's over. Saturday, kind of a rest day for everybody. Sunday morning through the rest of the week, kind of what does that look like?
So Saturday is a rest day for me, and Sunday, get up, go to church, and thank the Lord for just let me see another day. And Sunday night, I also rest. And Monday, I'm trying to work out the soreness because I'm still sore from the weekend. And we watch film and just prepare. And the coaches just draw up the plays, and we just try to execute it.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, basically the same. Wednesdays are always a little shorter. That's usually the day we have chapel, sort of at the end of that, which is something I'm glad we get to do. We used to not get that time. We used to try to work it in on Friday, and I always felt like that was sort of rushing it. It was rushing me and rushing you guys at the same time. Takes away the opportunity to sort of listen when you're in a rush. But Coach agreed to start peeling back a little bit on Wednesday. I know everybody likes that a little bit. Thursdays is also not necessarily an off day, but it's a slower day. You guys do a lot of just mental work and preparatory work, and then Friday, obviously, just mental preparation basically all day. And that's a unique thing to watch on this end of life. Being a ball player, and my younger years, I remember game days being a lot different. A year or so ago, I remember having to get on to you one time during chapel for having one of the little lasers, and I didn't call you out by name. It's just, but the look on your face when I said something about it. My daughter always tells me, it was never the spankings or the screaming or whatever. It was that look of disappointment when I knew that you were disappointed in me. It bothers me more than anything. And that's the first time I think I ever saw that look out of any of the football players. you were extremely disappointed in yourself. I don't know if it was more so because I caught you or, or that I said something about it and everybody knew it was you. But, let's see, Garrett Little's in now. Now if I can, I call to be the next one on the podcast. Jasmine Shelton, hello. Good to have you watching. Miss Carolyn McQuarrie, good to see you on here tonight. Thank you for tuning in as well. So, what was it about football that first attracted you to the game, Haven?
Played football since I was 4, and I just played the first time, and I loved it. Like, it just, like, gets my mind off so much stuff, and, like, it's just, like, if you've never played football, you won't understand. Like, I feel like you would have to play football to understand, but, like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. So, Brooke Bunch just commented into the thread that she's here. So, I'm going to do my best to avoid looking at the comment section. I'm just kidding, BB. Haven's already told me, how far back y'all go. And, he's he did acknowledge that he used to be one of your babies. And there she just said that. He's one of my babies. Hey, Gerald Carter says, me here too. Good to see you, Brother Gerald. And good to have you tuned in tonight. So what, you've played since you were 4, so you've probably had a lot of moments in your football journey so far that were special to you. I'm sure there's been a lot of things just probably 10 or 12, maybe more times that you look at and go, those were that's one of those moments I played the game for. Of all those moments, what would you say would be the most special moment for you?
I would have to say when I was in Little League, we played, it was the Battle of the Rocky Top. It's like we get all teams in the valley and go to Knoxville and play, and it was 0-0 with like 30 seconds left, and I scored the game-winning touchdown. It's probably the best.
It's amazing how those Little League memories will stay with you. I hated the game of baseball. Still do. Don't like it. Wouldn't watch it. I just almost rather have my teeth pulled out with wire pliers is sit and watch baseball. I don't hate baseball players. People who play the game and love it, I'm all for them. Play it. Play on, player. Play on. Just don't make me watch it because it's just like I'd rather watch paint dry. It is just not my sport, and other people feel that way about football, basketball. And that's all fine and good. I'm cool with that. It ain't for everybody, but the worst part was I was good at baseball, and I guess I probably was 7 years old. Made the game winning catch. I was the catcher. Ball popped up, and I tore the mask off and found the thing and chased it down and caught it to win the championship. I never forget it. My coach almost broke 3 of my ribs because he fell on me, celebrating, after it was over with. Those were just fun times. A lot of the people that I remember being there during that time are no longer with us. Most of them have passed away. I think that's one of those things that makes times like that even more special in my mind. Is not so much what I did or what happened. It was the people that were around, to celebrate and that type of thing. And so you mentioned that moment, which brings me to kind of the next point was, sometimes there's moments, sometimes there's whole games. There's games that are special to you. There's games that are challenging. They don't have that one play special moment, but it's a special moment because of the entirety of the game. It's one of those games where you learn a lot about yourself. Have you had, maybe you've had more than one. Can you recall any of those times where, the game itself, challenged you and made you become, maybe you came out of it a little more different than you went in?
I would probably have to say last year's Randolph game. when we won the region championship. It was just like, it wasn't so much of what I did. It was just like the team, like we fought to the last whistle, and Diego he's still one of my role models. Like he just seeing him, like what he did, like it was, I don't know, but yeah, that was probably one of my special games.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that I always enjoyed, watching play the game, because he, just the way he went about playing the game was different. You're going to be hard pressed to bring him down. You're going to be hard pressed to keep him out. He literally tried to play every snap of every game. I mean, he was one of them. He was just a dude that way, and he was a lot of fun to watch. Few games he just wheeled. I mean, he'd be stopped, 3 dudes hanging off of him, all 3 of them bigger than him, 4 yards to go to make a first down, and it's 4th down, and he just keeps turning those legs, and somehow or another drags a pile of dudes, 5 yards to get a first down to keep the drive alive. I had never seen anything like it in all my life. It was just one of those amazing moments where if you weren't there, you'd be hard pressed to believe it. You'd just be hard pressed to believe it. So, who would you say in your life? And I'm gonna cut my mic off, and then I'm gonna let you talk, because this is one of those serious questions that I talked to you about a minute ago, where it's important, not for me, but for those people that might be watching you now or later. This is your opportunity to kind of plug their influence in your life. Who has been the major influences in your life when it comes to not just football, but just any facet of your life, whether it be your faith, whether it be your home, whether it be your friendships, relationships, athletics, whatever it be? Who would you say some of your biggest role models are?
I would have to say my cousin Justin Smith. This just started when I was little, and this goes with football, believing in God and stuff like that. Like when I mess up, he gets on to me, tell me what I did wrong, and when I do right, he tells me when I did right. But he's hard on me, and that's what I like and love about it. And my mom, she's always been there for me, and she's fulfilled both spots, dad and mom. But yes, sir.
Well, it helps if I turn it up. I can relate to you a lot, about that. And me and my dad, we have a good relationship now, and I'm thankful for that. I got an uncle, my mom's brother, my Uncle Jerry, who was, he was, a role model for me. And he'll tell you real quick, like he probably shouldn't have been. Nevertheless, he was a role model for me. When I was growing up, he taught me how to do a lot of things, and I ain't going to bring up any of the bad stuff I learned from him, because I learned a lot of bad things, but, all of it wasn't his fault. We just like to laugh and cut up a little bit, and me blame everything on him. But the reality is, wasn't that. But my mom, man, and my grandma, and, you saw a picture of my grandma earlier. Those two, and I had a great grandmother, and, I was blessed to know till I was, she was 93 years old. She died, New Year's Eve of 2009. She lived a long time. And I had another great grandma who passed away in the late 90s. And, she was, my goodness, man, she was 93, 92, same age. And, also I'm fortunate that way, is I had 2 great grandmothers that were very special to me. And, I learned a lot of things from them, because I had them around, when I was just a little kid. And, my mom worked. My grandma was still actively working. She owned a business and was constantly, at work, trying to keep her business afloat. My mom was trying to keep us afloat, and just working herself to death. And so I spent a lot of time with my great grandmothers. So I had some good, strong female influence. They were very hard on me, but at the same time, man, I look back on it now. They weren't really so hard on me. It just felt like they were being hard on me. They were women trying to make a man out of me. So, hats off to them. And then my mom, my grandma, they did. Sheesh, man, they worked so hard to try to keep me squared away. And Lord, I don't know where I'd be without them. I lost my mom 10 years ago. Just a few weeks ago will mark the 10-year anniversary of her passing. I look back on all those times, and a lot of people miss my games growing up. A lot of people miss life events and things like that. My mom wasn't one of them. She was there. She figured out a way, to be there, to make time. So I get it. I really, really get it. Some people look at Havo and, they say his mom spoils him. That's what I be hearing that a little bit. Havo's a little bit spoiled. Any truth to that?
No. No.
Are you sure?
Nah, she does a little bit, but just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just
not
a little
too
bit.
Much. Not too much.
And he said not too much, just a little bit.
But let Coach Hollis tell it.
Yeah.
Give me the world.
Say Coach Hollis is the culprit behind all the mom hate.
Yeah.
I hear you. I mean, you mentioned going to church. Where do you go to church at?
Old House Church of Christ in Bridgeport, Alabama.
In Bridgeport. Man, I didn't know you could get to Bridgeport from here. I'm just kidding. And go Tigers. All the Stevenson people ready to choke me. My mom, a lot of people don't know this about my mom, but my mom was a Panther. She actually went to high, all the way through school. She grew up right over here, across the river over here, down in what they call the bend of the creek. All the old timers around here call it the hog lot or the hog pen. And, her and my Uncle Jerry, and they catch the school bus down there, and they went to Stevenson, and, man, it was hard. Long time ago. I was born what would have been her senior year, and it was difficult for her, and she didn't get to finish high school. And I'm be honest with you, I think she regretted that, most all her life. But she was a major ed, and not what's them people that do the baton twirling? Them major eds? Yeah. So she was a major ed. She was a good. She could. I was always amazed as a kid to have how she could throw a baton. She was always the cheerleader sponsor for the Little League football teams when we had one. When I was growing up, she was constantly involved. She loved that kind of stuff. Always did those kind of things. So I definitely know what it's like to have some support around. What's something you learned through, your not only your life in general, but what's something you learned through your faith that's applied well to sports, and something that you've learned through sports that has applied to your faith?
Just how to be patient with people. You never know what people's going through that day. Like, they could be going through something bad, real bad, or so. I would just try to be as nice as you can to people, and yeah, that's it.
Well, I don't know that being nice to people always cures their problems, but
That's real.
One thing I have learned from some of the folks around here is that you don't never know. Being kind to people doesn't necessarily mean that you're giving in or bending over. It just means that you're refusing to let somebody else's, stuff that they're going through, their baggage, their junk, their struggles, bring you down. And that's something I don't see a whole lot out of you. I really appreciate that. Everybody I talk to about you says pretty much the same thing. They all have the same 5 or 6 qualities. Some of them name them all. Some of them name 2 or 3 of them. Some of them say, he's this, especially this, almost always I hear about your character. And I know that means a lot to you. 20 years from now, it's going to mean even more to you. It means a lot to me. When we go places, we travel, things like that. When the officials are over there talking and the chain gang's talking, and they talk. I hardly ever hear, and when I say hardly ever, I mean maybe once, twice a year that Haven will get out of character, and that's a big deal in the kind of game, in football. That's a big deal. That you don't ever hardly been out of shape or get out of character, and I appreciate that. That's what leaders are made of. How do you handle pressure? You're a junior this year. You never really had a whole lot of pressure on you on the football field until this season. And this season, you've kind of been called on because of some injuries, especially now. You've been called on to step up and kind of lead the way. How do you handle that?
I just handle it.
I'm gonna give you some advice. Yeah, this is what I say this to people. They come up to me and they say, I don't know how you got 50 things happening. You got irons in every fire, and your hands on every iron, and some fires going faster than you can get the irons out of them. I'll say this. I got to a place where I don't think about it, because if I think about it, I'm going to mess it up. So I just stopped thinking about it. I think thinking about it made it better. It made it better for a minute. But when it got really, really hard, and the thinking about it drove me crazy. Thinking about it made me scared. Thinking about it made me worry. And I couldn't function. I couldn't do what I needed to do, be who I needed to be, do things the way I needed to do them, thinking about it. So I just had to just stop thinking about it and just, as coaches will tell you, just go play. And that's kind of the way I've had to do it here. Just had to just go do things. And I really wish I could get that point across to everybody. You're sitting here and you don't, but that's kind of what you do. I really have noticed that about you. You just, stuff goes in one ear and out the other. A lot of times it's not that you're not listening. You are listening. You're just not holding on to the baggage. You're not holding on to the stuff that makes you afraid. You just let that go. And it's like water off a duck's back. It just flies off of you and you're on to the next thing. That's a trait that most people don't know they have, and you have it. And I'm just encouraging you not to lose that. You may not understand how you handle pressure, but that's literally, I see that happening in your life a lot. And even though you don't know it, that does happen pretty regularly. We're getting a lot of comments here. I'm going to have to back up and read some of these, man, is because some of them are cool. Reggie Price, he chimed in. He's laughing. Reg, what's up, baby?
What up, Reggie?
Yeah, we love Reg around here, man. Garrett said the good thing is we'll have Preach on the side with us this week. Praise the Lord. I was worried this week because I got a work conference I got to make tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Friday, I'm going to have to just leave from that and drive, over. I know a lot of schools are moving their games. I really hope ours don't get moved. If it does, I'm going to be late. I'll get there, but I'll be late. And, man, I really don't want to be late. But that's just the way it is. Patrick Henniger said the best part of coaching Little League football is always the players, seeing them grow up, watching them play high school ball. It makes me proud even after all these years. And he said Haven was always so much fun and an easy guy to coach. I'm so proud of the man he has become. We appreciate that. I know Avo does. Jasmine Shelton. Yes, those are the best moms. Brooke Bunch, and he is Trina's baby. Caleb Schultz said, Brooke Bunch, your house just got issues with food, period. I bet them noodles wasn't as bad as the Kingsford steaks. Lord have mercy, they're going after one another now. Brooke did say, though, that you are a great kid, respectful, humble, hardworking, and resilient. And those are the things that I hear about you a lot. And, and see, Jasmine said, I really need that word today. This is what we do this for. This is what we do these things for. Every now and then something come out of our mouth that really helps somebody. We don't even kind of realize what we're doing. BB chimed back in one time. I almost killed y'all, and y'all can't let it go. Oh, I know what they're talking about now. Brooke Bunch cooked for a group of people, and they all nearly died. And now they Coach said we ain't playing on no Thursday. Praise God. Coach Steele, I promise you, as I was telling Havo a while ago, every single time I do this, I check my equipment, everything works, and as soon as I hit that go live button, everything quits on me, and I have to start all over. And my phone was one of those things, it disconnected from the Bluetooth, and I can't get it back reconnected. And now I'm very, very sorry, because I was going to bring Coach Steele on live tonight. He was going to join us as a guest. And I'm still trying to work on it to get it to connect. It is just not helping me out. Man, what a downer. That's a big fat buzzkill, if there ever was one. So we talked about how you handle pressure. What about your teammates? The locker room has been a lot different, this year. We've had some injuries. A lot of the guys that we were counting on the first of the year have gone down, and they're out for the season, and it ain't their fault. It just sort of happened. We preach about next man up. We try to coach the next man up. I try to encourage the next man up. That's kind of been my role. But now you've had to kind of be the next man up. How does that change your approach to your teammates?
They honestly don't change it at all. This year is this group is different because like last year, we're like totally different. Like we're ready. Like I'm not saying last year wasn't ready, but we're just more prepared this year, and comes from the off season. Like Coach Steele, soon as last year, soon as we lost Alexandria, we got straight in the weight room, got right back at it. We lost to I don't even want to talk about it, but yeah. And we're well prepared, and we're just prepared.
Yep. Dana White, Dana White is the president of the UFC. He has that thing they call the Ultimate Fighter, which is basically their little reality show. You go through that, win a contract, be in the UFC. But one of the things from the very beginning of that show that he always told those fighters, never leave anything in the hands of the officials. If you don't, as Nick Saban said, kick people's tail and, leave no doubt. And if you leave it in the hands of the officials, you're subject to get shafted. And why that is, I have no idea. I have a lot of friends who are officials, and they officiate multiple sports. I feel sorry for them. Some of the stuff that they have to deal with and put up with, most of it's crazy parents. I'll get on an official's tail when they make a bad call, but I will also be on an official's side when parents are being stupid and silly. They're human beings. They make mistakes, and it is what it is. Basketball is 100 times worse than football. I don't care what anybody says. I've lived it. Basketball. Those officials take a absolute beating trying to officiate a basketball game. And one thing I learned a long time ago, from an official perspective, nobody is ever going to think that a call that goes against their team is a good call. No player is ever going to think that. No coach is ever going to think that. But a coach and players will turn around sometimes and quietly say, We got away with one there. You didn't see that. And we'll take those. We're happy about those, right? But that's kind of the way it goes. And those are some things that we've seen. Let's see here. I guess Nike has it right. Just do it. Kane Cooper said, I love officials. Coach. I got to get Coop on the podcast. I think he would be an absolute barrel of fun. I'd like to get him and Coach Steele on together. I got a third chair. I moved this out of the way. I can have 3 seats up here. I think that would be gold. I think that. I mean, I might have to just sit over here and run the bleep button, but I think that would be gold. So let's transition here just a little bit. We got about another 25, 30 minutes here, and then we'll be through. But I want to make sure I get through all this stuff. Let's talk about we already talked about some of the things you've learned and how you apply that, in your day-to-day life and how you're kind of transitioning into the future. But what are some of your goals? We'll break this down into 2 questions. Number 1, what are some of your goals for the rest of this season and school year?
This season,
not just football, but football and.
For football, obviously, everybody else go make it to state or win state.
Yeah.
And school, just do good in all my classes, all A's, and just, yeah. In life, just be a better person, man.
Yeah. What's have you been to any basketball practices yet?
No, I like 2 in the summer. That's it.
So you're gonna have to learn to dribble again. Is that what you're saying?
Probably.
What about track? When does that start?
Like March.
Yeah. One thing I know for sure, the track team, if you want to meet and greet with the track team, they'll be here next 4th of July, doing the, selling food for, the fundraiser for the track and field. That thing, it went a lot better than even we thought it was going to go last year, for that. That was your first time being here, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think about the Cracker Barrel Baptist Church down here?
I like it. I like it.
It is different. It is a lot different. So track, I know you said it starts in March. How long does that actually go? I mean, I'm just not familiar with track season. Does it last
like May?
So it ends before school year?
Yes, sir. Like right before school ends. If you go to state and stuff like that.
Y'all have they have like sectionals and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different than football. I do remember that. My daughter ran track for a couple of years. So I did pick up on a few of the phrases. I'm just still not familiar, with them. What are so we kind of you went ahead and answered the second part of that question. What's one thing about North Jackson football that you wish everybody understood?
It's us against the world. Like we don't get nothing handed out to us. We got to work for everything we get, and that's what I love about this community in North Jackson.
That does seem to be, for many years people didn't feel that way about it, and it's just the way things have gone, and it happens. Everything's a cycle. It goes one way, and then for a while, and then it turns and seems like it goes the other way, and that's just the way the ball's rolling right now. Now I said this is an MMA fight. No, it's not an MMA fight. Yet, number one is if we were to fight, and I would never try that anyway because I love Havo, but if we were to ever have to actually get to that point, I would die because he'd run around in circles till I collapse of cardiac arrest. And then that would be the end, be the end of that. I'd reach for him, he wouldn't be there no more. It'd be like trying to fight with the Flash or something. You know, that's how that goes. If you could talk to younger athletes or kids, not necessarily football players, just if you could talk to the next generation coming along behind you that look up to you, and a lot of them do, what advice would you give to those guys?
I would say just be yourself. Like, I feel like so many people nowadays are just trying to be like other people, and I feel like it's just better to be yourself and learn from your mistakes and do what you know is right.
Yeah. What role do you think that your community, like church, family, friends, what role do you think all those people play in keeping you grounded?
A big role, a big one.
Do you have what are your aspirations for the future? I mean, if you had to pick somewhere to go, what would be the dream? What would be the dream for Haven? What would you like to do if you could just go anywhere you wanted to go, play ball or run track? What school would you like to do that?
I would say play at the next level at Clemson.
So you like the Tigers, do you?
Yes, sir.
You want to play football or you want to run track?
100% football.
You're 100% football. So track is not your first love.
I mean, not really. It's up there, but football, it's something about it.
Football. What is it about Clemson?
I don't know. It's a few years, about 4, 5, maybe 6 years ago, I watched them, and when they used to play against Alabama all the time, in the playoffs,
come on, man,
championship, and
come on, man,
I just fell in love with them.
What's going on with you?
Yeah, we're not doing that good this year, though. But we're going to bounce back.
What happens if Dabo gets fired? Are you going to want to go to Clemson?
Yeah, 100%. But, I mean, everybody's getting fired. Everybody.
You're right. A lot of people are getting fired. I've never seen anything like it, man. We were having a conversation at work today. A guy mentioned about all the people getting fired. I said, there's enough money being paid out to coaches who can't do their job good enough to suit people to cure the hunger problem in America. All of this stuff that we're seeing going on, all this money that we're paying out to people who don't perform. What if we could reroute some of that? But hey, we do the same thing to the guys in Washington D.C. But I'm gonna digress. So let's move on. Favorite pregame meal?
I don't know, because sometimes I go to the gas station after we eat and get some pizza, because sometimes the meal don't fill me up. Yeah. But I'd have to say,
been pretty good here lately.
Yeah, it has been.
I mean, I got to hand it off to Copper Top Day. That barbecue chicken.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Mashed potatoes and
mac and cheese.
Oh my gosh, that mac and cheese has been fire. It's been so good. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm up there trying to sweet talk this lady, throwing the heifers in for a little bit extra. I'm like, man, that mac and cheese is so good. I'll eat everything you throw on there. And last week they put so much on my plate I couldn't even eat all of it, man. It was so good. And I seen a lot of you guys too. There ain't much getting thrown away. It's been really good this last few weeks. Matt White said, ask him what is one of his strengths and weaknesses.
You mean answer?
Yeah.
One of my weaknesses is I don't really. I mean, I got weaknesses, but I don't really like they don't. I don't let them show you. But one of my strengths is just moving on from stuff, like just moving on to the next thing, and that's what football helps me with too. Also.
Yeah, moving on to the next
play.
I'm gonna be. I think I'll just be honest with you. What I look at sometimes as a weakness for you, it is the same thing that's a strength for you. Sometimes it's a weakness. Sometimes you need to. I feel like you need to think a little longer about some things, and you don't because you just. I'm jealous of the fact that you can do it because I can't. But I think sometimes it keeps you. If you ever notice it in my life, this is how I figured it out. I was doing it. Is that sometimes I need to take a step back and reevaluate what happened, why it happened. But in football, you don't really have time to sit around and think about it. You got to go. You got 29 seconds, and then the ball's snapping again. You just don't have time to sit and just beat yourself up about it. But I think sometimes we don't. We get a little too caught up in moving on, and it keeps us from perfecting our craft, which is, at the end of the day, that's something that is a trait in you that I greatly admire. Is you really like to do well. I wish everybody, and I know, and I'm not saying that against our football team because, like you said, I don't know a group of people who work any harder than this group of guys work. You guys put in the work, and sometimes I get a little frustrated with the coaches, for challenging you about your effort because I see how much effort you're putting in, and I'm like, I want to say something, but I don't want them yelling at me, so I just be quiet. That's really good. Mr. Hardin chimed in and said your dream job would actually be principal of North Jackson.
Principal.
A high school principal. That's what he said. He said it would be your dream job. Good to see you out here, Josh. Hunter Steele said his biggest weakness is them hammies.
Yes, 100%.
That's your biggest physical weakness. I'll say that. Oh my goodness. I call you hands, and you go out and drop a ball, and I was like, I'm going to change your name to No Hands, stuff like that. I fool with you. But, the good thing about it is you got such a great sense of humor. You don't take a whole lot of things personally. And, before I finish the rest of this, let me say this to you. It's been an absolute joy to get to know you, because I don't have enough time to sit here on a podcast and tell the world about all the things that I love about Haven. We all get on each other's nerves, make each other want to, slap somebody from time to time. I get it. But I have absolutely never, ever, ever felt some type of way about you. I genuinely enjoy being around you. Your attitude is good. You're a really good person. You try hard in the classroom. You set a good example for others to follow. And in every aspect that I can see of your life, I think it's commendable. Shows a lot of character and integrity, and you're making yourself very valuable for your own future. And I think some of that gets lost sometimes. We're chasing, especially our younger generation. It's our fault. We taught them to chase things that don't have a lot of eternal value, that don't carry a lot of futuristic value, they don't have a lot of weight tied to them later on in life. And we're looking for, sometimes immediate gratification and satisfaction, those type of things, when what really should be looking for is adding value to our lives in other ways that we're going to hold out down the road. And I really, really see a lot of those things in you, and I truly appreciate it, man. It's fun to watch. So we know your favorite pregame meal is either pizza or mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and barbecue chicken, because that's on point. what's your favorite? We'll skip around a little bit. What's your favorite Bible verse?
Probably John 3:16.
Sweet. That's a lot of people's favorite. Mine's, I've said it 100 times at chapel, but mine's Galatians 2:20 for a lot of reasons. My second favorite verse is Romans 8:18. And, some people have never heard that verse. I'd never heard it either until a few years, well, it's probably been about 15 years ago now. I heard a lady that was going through something at church one night in a meeting, quoted it, and I was like, man, I didn't even know that was in the book. I go and look it up, and there it is, just sure as the world. For I reckon the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Man, I think that applies to so many, different areas of life. Who's your biggest inspiration? I know you talked about your mom. Outside of your mom, and I'll go ahead and eliminate the Lord because I know Christ is a big part of your life. Outside of your faith and your mom, who would you say you've been your biggest inspiration? Just whether it be in football, basketball, track and field, in the classroom, who would be your biggest inspiration?
Just like I said about, probably my cousin, Justin Smith.
And we already know where you said you'd like to go to college. What would you like to end up doing after college?
I'd actually like to either coach, probably coaching, honestly. Probably.
You want
football.
You want to come back home and coach, or you want to go somewhere else and coach?
I would, but I want to go like college and coach.
Ah, you need a PA guy. I know one who's closing in on retirement. One from his other job. He'd be glad to do it.
I got you.
I'm just kidding, man. My grandkids going to be playing sports here in a few more years, and when that happens, I'm going. They are so important to me, and it's going to break my heart. But I'm going to have to step away from some of the things that I enjoy doing so I can be there. In their lives, I think that's important, and I'm going to have to do that. I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't. But it's going to break my heart when the time comes that I got to give up some of the stuff that I love to do. Hopefully one day, maybe I'll live long enough I can get back to doing it. But I'm sure when my time's over, somebody else will, step in. The Lord will provide. He always does. At least I hope so. But I'm not looking forward to that part of it. As much as I'm going to enjoy, being there, watching, encouraging my grandkids and all, I'm not going to be, at least I hope I'm not the idiot grandparent sitting up there just screaming at officials and acting stupid. I want to be more involved in it than that. But, what is your favorite pump up song? I'm not even going to go back to that playlist you gave me. Oh Lord, I was so blown away when you gave me that. That just was not what I was expecting, Haven. I don't know if you know how far off you caught me. You the songs that you like.
Yeah.
You're not normal. You're just not normal. You don't like normal high school teenage guy songs. You should have been born in the 60s, dude.
I don't know, cause I'm not too big on right before pregame. I'm trying to feel calm, and so I don't know.
You like my playlist?
I like it.
Hey, everybody heard that. Hey. And Patrick Henniger said if you need a scoreboard operator, he knows somebody what can help you out. Oh Lord, they'll kill us all. So you don't really have a favorite pump up song. Is there a pump up song that you like to hear during the game? Or are you just focused always on the game?
Yeah, I'm just focused, locked in.
Sweet. What's one word that you think your teammates would use to describe you?
I don't know.
Coach Cooper said we on that Adele preach.
Yes, sir. He knows. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go. blew me away, man. I was totally stunned. As a fact. So, what would be one word you think your teammates would use to describe you?
I might would have. I don't know.
Don't be modest.
Maybe different.
Different.
Maybe different.
What would be one word you would use to describe your teammates? I know they're all different individually, but as a collective group, how would you describe your team? I'm not going to tell you what Coach Steele said.
What Coach Steele say?
Somebody did chime in and use a good word for you, humble. It's a good word for you. They're humble. I would also submit that's a good word for the team. They're very the whole team is a very, they epitomize humility. They're not the same team they were last year. You hear every year, every team's different. Yeah. So this truly is a different group of guys. Their attitude is different. Their approach is different. The way of thinking's been different. They're very humble. They're more coachable, and it just in a lot of ways you use the word different. They are different. All of you guys are different. This is the first time that I can honestly say that I've been around a group of guys where you guys are just almost identical. The way you act, the way you carry yourselves, there just ain't a lot of yah and back and forth. There just ain't a lot of that. You guys really are different. You got a very good attitude. A lot more meekness about you, a lot more humble. Coach Steele said, he said his favorite playlist be on the White Chick Wednesday in the weight room.
Coach still be getting this right in the weight room. He be getting this right.
Yeah, I can imagine. If I didn't have a job, I obviously need to be in the weight room. But they always told me I'd be welcome anytime I want to come up there, and I just don't want a bunch of kids outdoing me, talking smack to my face, and I can't do nothing about it. So I ain't coming up there to be outdone.
Yeah, we do get a little crazy in the weight room.
I've seen the videos. A lot of yelling, and and you guys take that very seriously, which is great for football. I'm glad you do. But you take it a little too serious. For me, ain't no way I can handle all that ribbon. I get out of character, and then there I be. So, before we get out of here, I want to say something to all of my listeners, all you guys that have tuned in. I appreciate all of you for being on, for chiming in here with us, for just having fun with us and going on. I kind of already said what I want to say about what I want to say to you, but I will say this to you. We got one more year together, Lord willing. And I'm very, very excited about another opportunity to do this for you one more time. We're going to run it back at least one more year. And after this, no matter what happens after this year. But I was going to say this, to the team, and I'm not going to get to because I'm not going to make it in time. But I'm going to say it here, and you can relay this message to the team. What I was going to say to him this week, talk to him about was legacy. Win, lose, whatever. At the end of the day, what you leave behind is the most important thing. The way people talk about you 20 years from now is going to mean more to you than any trophy or ring that you put on, today. You don't battle so hard. The striving, the grinding, the working to obtain, championships and accolades. Those are great. But all that does is it leads you to something else in life. And it's the process, that you hear about all the time. It's the things that you do every day. I seen a lady talking about marbles in a jar, and how you take one jar that's full of marbles and you take an empty jar. And if you got multiple people, then you have multiple empty jars. And every day, every time that person does something that makes an impact on you, it makes a difference, you take a marble out and you put it in their jar. And when that jar fills up, those are the people that you can count on. Those are the people if something happens to you, that will remember you. Those are the people who will step in and help take care of your family. And those are the people that's got you back when times get hard, and they're beside of you, with you, celebrating with you, not stabbing you in the back when things are good. Leaving a legacy is probably the most important thing that any team can do. We talked about that a lot last year, but I think this year's team probably defines that more than any team we've been around or we've been a part of together, just because of the attitude and the approach. We may lose, we may win. People who don't think we can win probably don't need to get on the bus, because I believe we can win. I personally believe this team got the ability or the actual the talent to go all the way, to Birmingham. So I'm cool. I know we have the ability to do it. Now that don't always mean things are going to go our way, and things may go south. So things may go south for the other team, but your legacy will be defined as much in your victories and your losses. Sometimes how you handle defeat and sometimes how you handle victory will determine your legacy and how people feel about you and think about you, down the road. I think this team handles victory, with as much humility as they handle defeat with. And the legacy of this team is that one word that keeps coming up, is the humility that they have, the work ethic, the attitude, the character, that they bring to the table week in and week out, and who you guys choose to be on and off the field. That's a legacy. And, we've maybe been building towards that, but this year you see it. And man, I'm so proud of this group. This group of young men has really just won my heart. It's going to be one of my favorite teams to be around of all time, just because of the way that they hold together, the way they just kind of look after each other, lift each other up. And, only one time this year I saw us really get kind of out of pocket with each other, point fingers and do that. Only one time I really saw that this year. And, I hope I don't see it again. I believe we got that all worked out after we got done pouting about it. But over and over and over and over again, we picked ourselves up off the dirt and drug ourselves back to practice, and drug ourselves back to the film room, drug ourselves back to the weight room, drug ourselves back to the practice field, drug ourselves, to the classroom. Done the things that it takes to continue being a team that leaves a mark, and that's what the legacy is all about. I love this team. I love these guys. Not just Havo, but I love them all. It's been a real joy to be around this team. And I know my Scottsboro family, they don't necessarily like the fact that I got North Jackson family too, but it just is what it is. And that's just how it's going to have to be. Cause, you can't get around this bunch and not fall in love with them as people and become part of them. I want this team to succeed in every way imaginable, not just in football, but in life, because I think you guys are all bang up people. The future's bright. The future's real bright. A lot of folks still kind of tuned in, watching a little bit. But we're about to get out of here. I do appreciate everybody tuning us in tonight. You can like and you can share. Be looking for the replay. Once I get this over to YouTube, it's going to be edited just a little bit, just to add a few things here and there. Anything, Haven, you want to say to the team or to whoever may be watching this? And somebody may be watching this 20 years from now. Anything you want to leave the audience with before we get out of here?
1-0 every day, baby.
1-0 every day. A lot of people don't know what that means, but you said it just a few minutes ago. It's us against the world. It's me against me every day, and twice on Sunday, as they say. Haven, it's good to have you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on with me. I love you, buddy.
Love you too.
God bless you, my friend. Guys, we do appreciate you. As we get out of here, let me always remind you, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and bring you peace. Until next time, God bless you. Welcome to the Meet at the Creek podcast, where we talk faith, community, and real life. Listen and watch live on Facebook or catch the replays on my YouTube channel. Meet at the Creek, real faith, real life, real talk.